Welcome to the roaring world of chainsaws, where steel bites through timber and raw power rules the forest. From precision cuts to massive takedowns, this is the ultimate show of chainsaw domination. Subscribe now and feel the fury. Welcome to Tree Power Channel. The Meber HDZ 1200 Plus horizontal band saw begins its operation, prepared to process the incoming softwood logs. Round timber pieces are steadily placed onto the conveyor, gliding toward the cutting zone with quiet precision. An automatic feed system pushes the log into perfect alignment, holding it still as the blade approaches. The long, razor-sharp blade begins its descent, slow, steady, and deliberate, with a smooth, clean stroke that slices through the log effortlessly. The first plank drops away, perfectly even and smooth, as if shaped by the hand of a master craftsman. The process continues, each pass of the blade measured and efficient. With every return of the saw, the log is neatly transformed into flawless, straight-edge boards. In just moments, the once solid round timber is fully processed, ready to move on to the next stage in the wood production line. At the 2024 Eugene, Oregon Wood Show, the M12 saw stood center stage, commanding attention. Half of a large log lay firmly positioned beneath the cutting table, ready for its transformation. A worker stepped forward, carefully setting the cutting ratio and depth, his focus sharp, like an artist preparing for a perfect stroke. Then, the razor-sharp blade of the M12 began to move, slowly advancing toward the wood, not in haste, but with unstoppable strength. The machine growled with low, confident power. Its forward and backward thrusts were forceful and rhythmic, echoing like the heartbeat of metal. As the blade tore into the log, it left behind a cut so smooth it seemed to melt through the wood, clean and flawless to the eye. Sawdust scattered with each pass, dancing in the air like a celebration of precision. It wasn't just a cut, it was a moment where engineering met artistry, where steel carved beauty out of timber. A large log is loaded onto the pusher, slowly advancing toward the circular saw spinning at blinding speed. The sharp metallic screech rings out as steel meets wood. The blade slices cleanly down the log, creating thin, crisp boards with surgical precision. Sawdust erupts into the air, catching the light, an industrial ballet of force and finesse. As the cut finishes, the plank rolls onto the conveyor belt, continuing its journey to become flooring, furniture, or a structure yet to be built. In the dense and quiet forest, a worker wearing a hard hat faced a huge tree trunk, then started the chainsaw. The sound was loud. Each cut was decisive. The saw blade was deeply cut into the solid wood. Sawdust flew up. After a few tense minutes, the tree trunk began to shake, tilted and fell into the deep forest with a loud bang. Inside the sawmill, where every cut bears the mark of precision, inside the vast halls of a modern sawmill, machines hum with purpose. This is not chaos, but a rhythm, a precise, mechanical cadence that drives transformation from raw timber to refined product. In a glassed and control cabin, one man sits quietly. His eyes are fixed on a bank of monitors and digital panels. With each deliberate tap of the touchscreen, he sets cutting parameters, width, length, thickness, according to the production plan. He's not just operating the machine. He's orchestrating a process, tuning it like a symphony. Below, the line responds. Massive logs feed into the system, guided by hydraulic arms and conveyors. A roaring bandsaw slices through the timber with clinical accuracy. Each cut lands exactly where it should. There is no guesswork, only control. As the boards are separated from the log, they glide smoothly onto the next phase of production. One by one, they roll along the conveyor, passing through edge trimmers, surface planers, and quality sorters. The entire process flows seamlessly, one stage feeding the next. At every checkpoint, a human presence. Workers stand silently beside their stations, not interfering, but observing. Their trained eyes catch what machines might miss: a rough edge, a knot, a grain out of line. They are the guardians of quality, the hands that fine-tune the mechanical world. At the end of the line, the finished boards are carefully stacked by robotic arms or forklifts. The piles are clean, sharp, geometrically perfect, rows of timber that once lived in the forest, now shaped for homes, structures, and designs yet to be imagined. The atmosphere inside the mill isn't loud or chaotic. It's composed, a blend of machinery and human intent. The sound of progress, steady, focused, and refined. The massive log is lifted onto a sturdy steel platform, like laying a giant onto an industrial operating table. This setup not only secures the log, but elevates it to the perfect height, where the saw blade can strike with maximum efficiency and precision. A thick layer of snow blankets the timber, reflecting the pale light of the winter forest. But in the hands of a skilled worker and under the power of a razor-sharp chainsaw, the frozen log is quickly segmented into evenly sized rounds. With each piercing scream of the blade, the wood yields smoothly, clean cuts made with force and finesse, as if even the frost must surrender to steel and human will. A massive log lies still, heavy, motionless, like a weary beast resting in the forest clearing. It no longer resists. No more struggle, no more life. What awaits now are the cold, calculated cuts of precision and power. Gripped firmly in the man's hands, the long, sharp chainsaw becomes a modern-day blade of conquest. With each pull of the throttle, the blade sinks deeper into the grain, slicing the giant log into neat, even sections. The air fills with the shriek of steel and the spray of sawdust. One by one, clean rounds fall away, as if the worker were methodically portioning out a prize earned from silent battle.